talk me through in terms of what ACL is all about and how you are doing business here in the Middle East.
Sure. So ACL is a provider of governance, risk management, and compliance software. And in particular, we specialize in governance, risk, and compliance driven by data analytics. So where we differentiate ourselves from a lot of other companies, we've been around almost 25 years, and all of that, or over 25 years, all of that time focused on how can we make audit, risk management, compliance more effective by taking advantage of the power of data that organizations have within their various systems. And so when we think about how to add value for auditors or risk managers, we like to think, hey, rather than just go out and do your typical sort of traditional audit where you might pick samples and that sort of thing, we access all of the organization's data, look through all of it for red flags and anomalies, and use that to help them become better organizations.
How are you building your business? Are you working with channel partners? And if so, ideally, what type of channel partners are you looking to engage?
Yep, so we do work with channel partners. ACL has a direct market presence in North America and then the UK, France, and Germany, and some in Southeast Asia as well. Outside of that, in over 100 countries, we work with channel partners, including throughout the Middle East region. And so primarily what we're looking for in those types of partners are ones that have really the combination of three things. One, the technical background to be able to support, train, provide services on technical matters involving large volumes of data. Two, they need to have some good domain knowledge around what it means to be an internal auditor or a risk management professional, so that they know what kind of things to look for. And then of course we need them to have a strong sales and marketing organization and presence in the countries that we license them to serve.
What do partners need to have? Are you ideally looking at auditing firms? Are those the type of partners you want to work with, or you can work with somebody who has some integration skills and a bit of analytics in their business?
In some cases, we work with both. Typically, to be a channel partner, it would be the latter. So we're looking for the types of folks that can do those integrations, that have a strong sales practice and usually some consulting practice as well. We do also work with consulting partners who will provide services to the client around the technology to help them get the most out of it. But we don't usually treat them as a channel partner. They're more of a pure consulting partner.
Why is GRC important to organizations, and how are you raising awareness here in the region?
That's a great question. I think GRC is important because it really is what helps businesses scale to the next level and both perform better, perform more reliably. So by managing risk effectively, it makes an organization more likely to hit its objectives that it's set out to achieve, while also doing so with integrity. And different aspects of a strong GRC program help an organization do just that. Both keeps the company out of trouble while helping it be more reliable in achieving objectives.
Given obviously that this part of the world for a long time never needed to comply, especially on the financial side of things, tax and so on and so on.
Right.
We've seen the rollout of VAT in the UAE and Saudi Arabia. Is this obviously going to spur a lot of opportunities for solutions that you provide around GRC?
Absolutely. So all around the world, we've seen VAT taxes be a great opportunity for audit and governance professionals to make a difference for their organization, both to help them put in place processes that make sure that they minimize their tax burden to the extent possible, but do so safely. that they are validating the information they're providing to the tax authorities to ensure that they're in compliance with all of the tax laws. And so in other parts of the world, Africa, Europe, etc., we've seen ACL has for many years been the primary provider of data analytics technology to the tax authorities themselves. So we see many organizations acquire the same kind of technology so that they can audit and validate taxes paid.
Some of the challenges the partners you work with are finding in this market that's only beginning now to open up to a lot of regulatory frameworks.
I think it's a matter of I think there's a struggle in building teams. It's a new skill set to be able to combine both the technical aspect of evaluating large amounts of information, but also having domain knowledge around regulatory frameworks and that sort of thing. So certainly building teams. Certainly there's been in this region there's been a more measured uptake of some of the core technologies. So things like cloud adoption have been slower in this region than some others, which also brings challenges in saying, how can we apply the best practices and the best technological approaches given the constraints that we have with some of the technology adoption.
Is ACL rolling out any channel partner programs or training around your offerings, and if so, how are these programs being implemented to your partners?
Yep. So we have ACL today in aggregate has something on the order of 40 or so channel partners around the world, and we put in place a variety of programs to help make sure that we get the partner enabled. We go through a process of, we have biannual launches of new products and new capability. We have enablement programs for the partners around each of those launches. And then we also have an annual conference where we bring them all to one place, where the partners can learn from each other, and that's often where that will be where they often find a lot of value, is being able to learn from the best practices that other partners have implemented in a collaborative setting together.
What sort of business are you hoping you'll have 12 months from now? Where should we be envisaging ACL to be in the Middle East?
So ACL's been in the Middle East for a long time, actually, probably 15, 20 years already. And we've seen good progression, but things are really beginning to accelerate now, and particularly with the adoption of cloud and software as a service. That's really where we'd like to see the uptake over the next 12 months. So really moving beyond just the on-premise technologies, take advantage of the most advanced capabilities in the cloud, and really see our cloud business grow dramatically throughout the Middle East over the coming 12 months.